I guess it just was not that happy with it. Well, hey everybody, did I get the echo in here?
Echo, echo. I don't see any echo. No.
I don't hear any echo.
Would you like an echo? Put
Damn,
bad mic on. We can get echo.
guess so. Well, hey everybody, this is Don through the Log of Many Things, and with me is Eric. Say Eric.
Oh, wait. I see people pointing fingers like me. Me? Yeah. By the way, I am not photoshopped. No, you couldn't do a Photoshop and fail to find yourself at that.
My
exact-
T-shirt's photoshopped.
Ah, well.
I didn't really go to a ZZ Top concert at the Main State Pier. This is all
Lies.
Photoshop.
It's all lies.
This,
Lies.
by the way, though, folks, is a virtual green screen. So if my head has a hole in it, it may be real or it may be Memorex. I don't really know.
It's a live. And I'm Tom. Anyways.
Well, we seem to have the Chubby Funster in here. We have Bad Mike, Chubby Funster. How you doing?
Hey, Bad Mike showed up.
Scott Mulder. How you doing? Foogly. How you doing? Wizard Tower Games. I'm great. Vlog of Many Things. Oh wait, we got more. Hold on.
Okay.
We got to catch up with comments because Eric brought them all with him.
I tried, man. I tried.
Thietus, how you doing? Excellent point. He's a lowrider. Holly Mac, how you doing? Foogly, holy cow, Holly Mac. Okay, we're at the end of the comments now. We can get moving on.
ZZ Top's a dog whistle.
Paul, how you doing?
Well, this is not a dog whistle. I was cashing in all of our returnable bottles and cans, and I was thinking about my Aunt Juliet and my Aunt Rita, who used to make dandelion wine and rhubarb wine. And I walked into the liquor store to get my money after they counted up my cans, and this was sitting right there. And so I'm having a glass of rhubarb wine in memory of my Aunt Juliet and my Aunt Rita, two old French aunts who were
Rhubarb
very
wine.
So it's not bad.
Well, I guess tonight we have a lot of stuff to talk about. I guess I'm guilty of committing fraud, which I got to confess to everybody. I'm sorry. You are my conspirators.
But what court were you convicted in of fraud?
Hey, listen. He said it online, so it must be true.
I thought you were innocent until proven guilty. I mean, right?
Not in the court of TS.
Not in the court of internet trolls.
That's right.
The court of nuts.
That's right.
Not in the court.
For those of you who do not know, there's a stalker online.
Yeah.
I know, news to everybody.
Not on the internet. You have stalkers?
That's right. But we're happy to announce, after much challenging and doing, Eric, I believe you have something.
It's
Lost Adventures of Gary Kahn.
It's my part. By the way, because I am a sucker for Spiral Bound, and that's probably because I'm a Tunnels and Trolls fan. This is huge.
And real quick, the reason why we did Spiral Bound, I got confronted earlier by it, by the way.
Oh, I love it.
Well, they're like, oh, isn't that kind of cheap? Well, the reason why we did Spiral Bound content along with the Lost Adventures, because that's the original manuscript, the original modules Tim does, and I don't think you want to be cracking your hardcover book at the table open. Have open the Spiral Bound. You can play it better. You can even sit there, put sticky notes in it. You don't got to worry and ruin the nice signed copy by Tim.
So I got my copy today. And listen, I did an unboxing. There was no Photoshop. There was no virtual green screen. I was fully clothed. Don't get excited. But I gotta say this, and I said it in the video. Don, you almost made that 10 card proof. I was afraid I was gonna cut the book by trying to get the box open. I admittedly took like, I don't know, a filleting knife out because I wasn't thinking I should have taken a box cutter out, and then it wouldn't have been a problem. But I was like, damn, my stuff is very secure in here. So great job.
Thank you. Paul Catrone, fully clothed, but knife challenge, yes. So, Lost Adventures of Gary Con's out. Blades and Arcana is out. We're going to give you guys some more detailed photos of Blades and Arcana. Last night, I sat down with Tim Kask, and what's really cool about the interview, if you go over to Wizard Tower Games, is not only did we talk about Lost Adventures, but Tim got into Gary Gygax and answer some questions about Gary. Why does he go to Gary Con? And he was going to go ahead, or he talked about the rumor of Easter eggs inside of all of Gygax's stuff. And Tim settled it. He doesn't put Easter eggs in his stuff. He never did, except using the big words that he likes to throw in there. So,
Well, interesting.
Tim was very, very insightful last night. Eric has
cool.
a 6 decks. Don't give him difficult tasks. Man, they're just tearing into you tonight, Eric.
Read between the lines. I'd show you what's between the lines,
Man,
but I got his 6 decks, and it might not come out properly.
that's right. Thaiatus says, thank you for clarifying you're fully clothed. Never know. Holly Mack says, I was afraid you're going to cut yourself. See, Eric, everybody's worried about you and my tape job.
No, they're worried about me with the knife. Now, admittedly, I would not be one to commit knife crimes. Knives are not my specialty. I deal with a different specialty, but yeah, no, if you're not going to see, I'm not going to bring a knife to a gunfight.
Yeah. Holly, thank you very much. It was a really interesting interview with him because, like I said, we thought we were just going to talk about Lost Adventures, and we just went down a couple really interesting rabbit holes. And he talked about early days of TSR, and kind of like the back end of why all this stuff was happening. Clothing optional at Chateau Bad Mike tonight. Oh, he's got the devil ears on at his house tonight.
But his brother's the one with the Speedo.
Ooh. I got to come to North Texas next year. I got to make it there next year. Takedown is perfect as it should be for any ship product. That's right. Keep it secure, because if it would have busted open, I would have been a bad guy because it would have busted open. So I'd rather have Eric open up an artery live on camera than I would have his package bust open.
I'm just like, wow, if I nick myself, this is going to be a really interesting video.
That's right.
So, one of the things, Don, I was curious about, since all of this, Lost Adventures Gary Con is a fraud, Blades and Arcana is a fraud, these things don't exist, according to the troll, is that for this scam that you're running, you have set up a commerce-enabled website. How much did that cost you?
It cost me like $90 a month to do it. So $1,200 a year. You
just to run a scam.
Yeah.
And how many months now? It's been a couple of years now. You've had this commerce-enabled website.
2.5 years. Yeah.
So, geez,
almost $5,000 in scam.
So you're kind of behind on the scam. I think, Kim. You're going about it bass backwards, really.
But I heard like, what was, because the dollar amounts confused me. Didn't it start off like 16?
16, $500,000, 50,000, nothing.
40 grand.
40 grand, then 50 grand. It's all over the place.
Then 500 grand.
If
my favorite's 500 grand.
You've got to be.
It would have been my favorite too.
Well, you got to be halfway competent and consistent if you are going to continually lie.
I got it, Tom.
The good liars stick to a simple lie, one that they can easily remember, and don't worry about it. But when you can't remember your lie, then everybody goes, huh? So you're telling, but now wait, now you're telling me this guy is blue. What are you? You can't even tell me a flat out number. maybe you're full of shit on what the color of the sky is too.
But you know what the funny part is even when you show him actual, like you on camera opening it up, he's
Photoshop.
accusing you of having green screen Photoshop.
It's green screen. It doesn't exist.
Well, honestly, I do more with green screen than Tencar, and to do a green screen Photoshop of that video would be super involved. It's too much effort to even bother with it.
But the thing is, I'm holding the book in front of me,
I know.
which makes that whole green screen aspect a little harder to do.
Well, Scott Mulder asked a very interesting question. He says, "Which troll cried fraud? There's so many in the cave." Scott, it was the Fud Tart.
It would be Copperhead.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. The troll is a multi-headed troll. Okay?
Yes.
And when you cut off one head, two more heads sprout up. It's like a hydra troll. It's a polyhydra troll.
That's right.
There we go.
Well, if the troll is the Hydra from Greek myth, that would make Dawn Hercules, wouldn't it?
Gosh,
Oh, now my head's getting really big now. I'm going to need the helmet now.
Well, you're in the middle of the labor of Hercules trying to clean out the Stygian stable of all the horse crap,
Yeah, okay. All right.
all the troll crap. And, eventually you'll become a demigod. But, right now you're in the middle of the labors of Hercules and kind of
all right,
sucks
so-
to be you.
So in other words, you got to shovel the shit coming out of the
Pretty much.
out of the trolls. Well,
Pretty
you
much.
know,
Pretty much.
Well, the nice thing is I guess we can go ahead and just really piss off the troll because I know he's watching right now. I know he's in comments. I know he's watching. So we might as well just start off with a bang and show him what he hates. This right here is Blades and Arcana, which is this thing here, or just in case people think there's one, there's a bunch.
that's
I'll get them ready
a
for
stack
ship.
that's a stack of Photoshop if I have the thought one. Oh no, it is.
Oh, you mean like those those rule books that they had that digitally altered to make you look like
Yeah.
remember
Oh,
those?
those are called mock-ups.
Yeah, the mock-ups for
Yeah.
Star Frontier's New Genesis. Remember that? That was what a joke
Yep.
that was.
Yep. But this is the back of the cover, and there's a few things we're proud of here among us three. Like, as an example, that's a real ISBN.
Oh, not an Amazon ISBN?
No, that's a real ISBN. As a matter of fact, it doesn't even have a 9000 code. It's got a real price code on it. Can you imagine that?
Wow.
Um,
So it's not a lame ass Amazon ISBN.
no, and actually, these are really registered with. Yeah, they're registered with Boker. Follow through.
Oh, so I could go look up that ISBN.
Might be live now. It takes about 7 to 10 days from the time it's registered to go through cycle. So it might it'll probably be shown through some channels. Holly, thank you. Or Thraxis, thank you very much. Holly, thank you. Chubby Funster, Eric wrote something. Roll to disbelieve. Man, it's gonna get worse tonight.
Just because my my known priest / illusionist / thief in Joe the Lawyer's game, Spectral Force, Improved I know, I cast illusions. I know.
That's right.
I know. This is real. This isn't
Yes.
Memorex. This isn't
Illusions,
Photoshop.
aka Photoshop.
That's right. It's a black and white interior. We put a like a parchment edge around it. I don't know if you guys can see that really well, but kind of.
It looks nice. It looks.
Thank you.
And these old eyes can see this book. I can read this book.
Just to let you know, this book is set at it's set at 10.5 font. Wizards of the Coast sets all their stuff at right around 9.75, depending, sometimes up to 10. It actually varies throughout the book, which is odd, but I know why they do it, but they do. So, but this is all set at 10.5, so it's a little bit larger. Voila. And then Thea says, still think BS was a better name. No, Tim Cass does not. We don't piss off Tim Cass.
Yeah, when Tim Cass speaks, you better listen.
Holly Heck.
I listen.
Thank you, Holly.
If it makes you
And
feel better, you can look at Big A as
yes.
Big A is Big ass. All right. If it makes you feel better, if you need another way to
Oh,
remember it,
Shadow Dark is 13 point. That's big. That's a
Yeah.
huge font. 13 point is a massive font for a book. That's almost like large reader.
yeah. Oh, she knows her audience.
Movie making the text fit is like using a kerning shim. You know what? I actually, it's just a matter of playing with it. I mean, it just takes a little bit of planning on how you're going to lay the page out. But that's kind of like what we wanted to show y'all was just kind of, what it looks like. And yeah, it turned out really well. By the way, for those of you, we've only had a few people purchase them. I will be sending those out starting tomorrow to you guys.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Chubby Funster says that's why so many old farts love it. Yeah, I can see that. Scott Mulder says, so this is the final version of what was BS Light. Looks great. I look forward to getting my copy in the mail. Eric, you want to explain it real quick since it's your baby?
All right, so we're gonna do the real. It's not an elevator pitch, but it's gonna be the real quick history. So this is based off of Swords and Wizardry Light, which was based off of Swords and Wizardry. But unlike Swords and Wizardry Light, which I don't know had like a 6 font or some shit like that, it fit a lot of stuff in very little space. But there were reasons for it, and we're not restricted to those reasons. So we were able to go with a different font and a much more user-friendly layout. Add gnomes because I like gnomes and I'm playing. I know
I love gnomes. Gnomes are a major race in my role-playing game.
Yeah, so we added gnomes in, but we're also thinking forward to the expanded rules, the core rules, whatever you want, because between the three of us, we've all got different takes of what genre we want to play with. And we want the rule set to reflect well on all those genres.
Yes.
So it's not going to be GURPS. It's going to be D&D based. It's going to stay like that. It's going to be something that feels very familiar, but it's also going to be something that you can go, oh, maybe I have an idea for a Western setting I want to play with. Oh, all right, it'll fit in. Okay, well, that works.
Well, that's the thing. We kind of break into that a little bit, and this is something that's going to fit right down with the young man down below us. I feel like the Brady Bunch.
Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum.
Or Hollywood Squares.
There was a game designer. His name was
Yeah. But we're going to go basically, and correct me if I'm wrong, gentlemen, I may be outspeaking my understanding, but Blades and Blades and Arcana Core, which is the main RPG, going to be a full line, whatever page, full line book.
Right.
But we're also going to be putting out in the smaller format, like you mentioned, like Tom wants to do a sci-fi Star Frontiers compatible also game, which Tom's and me, I want to irritate Tom because I say that's a great idea because I also want to add Gamma World compatibility to it. Tom is silly enough to actually believe for a moment that Star Frontiers is better than Gamma World. Can you believe this? Look what I work with here.
I don't have an emotional connection to Gamma World.
I'm trying to piss you off on camera, Tom.
I only just bought Gamma World a couple of years ago, actually, truth be told.
But we're gonna do I'd like to do a Wild West series, like a Wild West one, a sci-fi one, like maybe like a modern spy one.
I mean,
I would like to do a Weird West that resonates with Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Oh,
okay. That'd be pretty cool.
The book, not the movie. The book.
The way I see the core book is that, yes, the core book is going to be geared toward fantasy, but we want to have the tools that if you aren't going to wait for us to give you some setting-specific rule sets, you have enough to go, hey, I think I could take my brain, my mental scissors, and a hammer, and make this fit Mutant Chronicles, or make this fit Riffs. That should be It won't necessarily be easy, but the tools should be there. The support material and the core
Mhm.
should be there enough that you can pull it out. But then we want to actually be able to say, hey, Tom has this idea that he wants to run with. How do we support that? And it may be a big book, or we may be doing digest sized books.
Mhm.
That's all going to play out also based upon you all. Okay,
Yeah.
because this is something that we've spoken about, and I know Don's big on this, is to get feedback from the community.
Yeah.
Because it's fun to write and publish games, but if nobody's playing it, then you're not doing it. So you want to make sure. Listen, if I decide that hey, I've got this great idea for a game, and we pitch the idea out there, and everybody goes, I don't know, man, that really sounds like a downer. All right, well, I maybe The Walking Dead comes to Greyhawk isn't what you want to play, but maybe I do.
Well,
If there's no audience for it, we're not going to bring it.
Well,
Right.
Crusader Cool asked an interesting question. They said, will Blades and Arcana be on Amazon soon? Okay, this is the situation with Amazon, all right? Right now, I am in discussions with a national distributor out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, okay? If they pick it up, Wizard Tower Games products up, what will happen is they'll be available pretty much in any game shop that you can think of. They'll be available in Amazon because they handle Amazon automatically. If they decline carrying Wizard Towers products, or if they decline carrying certain types of products, like books as an example, then what will happen is I'll continue my registration with Amazon, and at that point, the back-end tool that I use, it'll be available in Amazon and also inside of Barnes & Noble. So I'm waiting on the distributor to let me know whether or not they're accepting it, because I got to get them actually 6 copies of each of our product.
Oh,
They need
cool.
6 copies to look at, play with, test, quality, that type of stuff. So then they make a decision on what they're going to carry. So Crusader, short answer to your question is at this point it'll definitely be in Amazon, but I don't know if it's going to be through Wizard Tower Games as a portal or if it's going to be through the distributor as a portal. So, Cal, how you doing, buddy? And I have magnifiers for miniatures and works great for reading. Me and Tim touched on this last night. Eric and Tom don't know about this, but I'm just going to blurt it out right now. I really want to put together a mini line because Paulie Kidd, who I'm working with, she's out of Australia. She has connected me with an excellent mini designer right down south of me in Indiana. And I'm going to be reaching out to them actually tomorrow and setting up a Zoom call. I'd like to get all 3 of us involved in it because I'd like to do some minis for Blades and Arcana.
All right.
So, see, I surprised them. It's like, you get a car, and you get a car, and you get a car. Not really, it's like a mini, but...
Hold on a second, Don. Don, I disbelieve didn't work. Shit, you're still there. I don't... wow, okay. You're not green screen. So, I mean...
No green screen here. It's all beauty, man. It's all natural with me.
All right.
Actually, I think we need an outhouse mimic or a toilet mimic for 10 cars toilet. Remember that?
Well, Fugli's already worked. Fugli's already got a 10 cars outhouse thing going on. We're going to be doing the 10 keys maybe next year at North Texas. So.
Oh, cool.
Ooh. If you like, I'll be happy to print the large scale award mini for it, and I can even mold it and do it for you guys and make it in rest.
I'll see what.
Will there be an Eric mini? You know what? I think it would be really cool to make all 3 of us a mini.
Oh, is it
like kind of like a little ode to everything. You know what I mean?
The artwork for the vlog of many things.
Yes. Yeah, make it fun. You know what I mean?
All right, so.
Oh, here we go. Not all of us automatically have minis in our visage because we're not famous enough like some people here.
So this is the official 10-car mini. I didn't paint it. I was actually sent it painted.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So.
Ooh, he not only gets minis, his come painted already.
Well, it is available for sale. I can get the information for people if they want. I believe it's It comes from New Zealand, so it's a Kiwi. But and hey, listen, there's also the same
Yes.
Fuzz Card Mini.
Yes.
Yes.
I have to show you guys the Fud Tart in full glory. You guys are going to love this. Scott
Okay.
Mulder, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, this guy right here has been such a cool guy to work with. He has designed us the Fud Tard. The Fud Tard is going to be the main antagonist in the WizardCon 2025 specialty module. And the Fud Tard honors the hard work and stalking of my biggest fan.
Oh, nice.
That is awesome.
Yes, it is. Chubby,
Hey,
that was a beautiful toilet.
Does it come with like BO applied to it already?
Actually, it comes with the keyboard of wounding, and it
Oh,
comes
oh,
with the liquor bottle of no tax paid. It has all kinds of cool stuff in the mini. It's cool.
So you mean the very brave, cowardly individual who will attack you, but then hides, and it's like you can't. If I can't see you, you can't
Yep.
see me.
And then they'll roto message you on PM, calling you and your wife every name in the book, and at the very end say, "Would you stop contacting me? You're stalking me."
Oh
Hi, that sounds familiar.
my
Yeah,
God!
I got one of those.
Chubby Funster, I use an old Skelly's for Eric.
I'm not that thin. I wish I was.
Wish I
It's
was.
sitting on a shelf behind me right now. And then Thyatus says, Eric the Dwarf Bard.
I like bards. There would be
See-
bards in the core rules, by the way. And I'm not losing sleep, but I've been working on a spell list for illusionists, which I'm going to be annoying Joe in my game of AD&D 2E. Damn, I got some spells I want to add. Sorry.
Well, there's going to be a lot of room in this new core game. Keep in mind, we're going up to 8.5 by 11 full size, hardcover, and it's going to have, the sky's the limit, guys.
Yeah,
Oh my
well,
God.
I'm just waiting to get my hands on the initial printing there. So because I've been pitching a bunch of module ideas.
Yeah.
Well,
All right, Joe.
you would get some, but they're not real. I'm sorry, I'm going to milk this because I deserve it after what he's put me through now for months.
Oh my God. By the way, Chubby, listen, if I was a Skelly, at least I couldn't cut my fingers, right? Just saying. There's
Yeah.
a
He has a
little
point.
safety issue.
Stand-ins. Calvin, is this dwarf bard serving up baked goods? Don't know. With the sandals on?
Oh my God. They can't
Ooh, I
really
like
get
the idea of
50.
illusionist. Eric, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You mentioned the illusionist. Now, the illusionist, wasn't the illusionist one of the most not liked magic using classes early on?
So, yeah.
I like the illusionist
I
myself.
like the illusionist too. Here's the problem with the AD&D illusionist, because second edition didn't have an illusionist. Second
Nope.
edition,
Yep.
Yeah, nerfed.
AD&D won a illusionist. The issue was the really small spell list.
Yep.
It didn't come into its own until Unearthed Arcana.
Mhm.
Which point I learned how to break the illusionist class,
Mhm.
and I did it like the pure rules lawyer that I was back in high school and college. I was a multi-class fighter. I was a fighter that dual classed into illusionist. I had the stats. Rolled on 5d6, keep the highest 3. Arrange as you will. So I 2 levels as fighter, and once I hit 3rd level as illusionist, my phantom armor, everybody believed it because I carried a 2-handed sword. So everybody believed my phantom plate mail.
You
Nobody-
did that too?
Yes,
I did it also. And you know what? It works.
I did. And a lot of chromatic orbs. So those spells will definitely not be illusionist spells that I will be working on. But I already know where I want to go to make an illusionist class viable. I'm not going to say it's going to be a damage dealer like a magic user,
Well,
but
well,
viable.
again, we're talking about, and this is where I think Tom's really going to shine through in the sci-fi area. We're not constrained by D&D rules or
Right.
Gamma World or Star Frontiers. You know, we can pull that stuff in, but this is going to be our noggins all bouncing around inside the same, you know, enclosed space. And what's going to come out, I think, is going to be really unique.
Well, I thought that the sci-fi rules I was working on for Blades and Arcana were supposed to kind of, you know, gel with the, you know, the basic fantasy rules.
Yeah, well, because it's the same mechanic, the baseline mechanic.
Right.
But we still are going to have the ability to, like, to do our own unique classes, our own unique races,
Own unique
spells, mechanics behind them.
abilities.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to be able to design what you want. And listen, in a perfect world, and I am certainly far from perfect, but in a perfect world, one of the greatest things, and I think Greg would agree with this, like even with the original ACT system, Adventure Conqueror King system, one of the first extra books for that was basically instructions on how to design your own balance classes.
Mm-hmm.
Within the framework. So you wouldn't get a class that was overpowered or one that was underpowered. You get one that fit. And I'd like to see that. And I'm nothing's written in stone, but and this is a throwback. If you've been following my stuff for the last decade or so, I did write stuff that was published by a now defunct publisher. And what I did some magic items, which I thought were really cool. But I also did demi-human classes, and which was halflings have their own version of a fighter, halflings have their own version of a cleric, halflings have their own.
Why not?
Because
that's what I'm saying. Why not? I agree. Right. I think it's a great idea.
Right. Because and it's kind of like what you get with Adventure Conqueror King system too, is that you have some classes that are racially focused, and I think it allows you to put flavor in without having to hammer somebody over the head that this is flavor. Look at your daughters cooking cookies and
because that's the whole point behind it. I think. I mean, sort of like, and I think Tim touched on this a little bit before in his videos, where you know people are like really against now racial limitations. Right. I think the reason why racial limitations are a good thing in certain ways is that they allow you to put safety mechanisms within the game, you know, because think about it, like in D&D, you know, why did elves have certain limitations that humans didn't? Well, because elves had things like infravision and stuff like that. Right. They had abilities that humans didn't, and they were trying to do the balance. But real quick, I just want to answer Scott's question. Scott says, how do I get involved in writing for Blades and Arcana and its related game expansions? All right. We've never talked about this, so we might as well just openly talk about it right now. I have an idea. Guys, disagree. I got no problem with it. You know me. How about anybody who wants to give input, have ideas, reach out to us at info@wizardtowergames.com, and we can set up, you know, kind of like let us know what your, you know, what do you want to do? What's your idea? What part do you want to take part in? And then we maybe can set up a meeting with like Eric, Tom, me, and you, or whoever, you know what I mean? And all three, me, Eric, and Tom, can all sit down with the prospective person and say, hey, are you aware? Because I'm not trying to be that guy to bring it up here, but it's something I just need to bring out in the very open. You know, although I would be open, like I am with Wizard Tower Games, of getting input and ideas from people. Keep in mind, we can't pay for this type of stuff. You know, if you have a great idea, we'd love to use it. If we use it, we'll definitely put your name in the book. Trust us, we're not making $1 million off this project anyways.
Right.
You know, but on the same token,
I know that Scott Mulder, he's kind of thinking along the lines of actual publishing. He's published some Frontier Space modules. Frontier Space was kind of a quasi Star Frontier serial numbers rubbed off, but it was actually its own new game. And I know, you know, so I found some of his modules on Drive-Thru and I promoted them in the magazine.
Well, Scott, let me ask you a question right here, because I think if Tom's right, I have a better answer for this than what I just said. And that is, Scott, are you saying that you would like to possibly write content that's compatible with the game? Because
think
if that's what Scott's talking about, we have a Wizard Tower open game license 1.5 that you'd have to conform to. It is in the back of the Blades and Arcana book, and it'll be in back of all
that's a
Wizard
better
Tower
idea.
game product. Yeah, we have our own OGL, and we just require that if you're going to go ahead and write for it, go for it. Have fun. That's what this is all about. It's our world's an open book for you guys to enjoy and do. Put it on Drive Through RPG, put it for sale, make as much money you can off of it. Just follow our basic rules under our own OGL, and make sure that you cite the OGL and have a copy of it in your work. That's all we require. Not too bad, I think.
You'll probably want to wait for the core rules to come out because, listen, the light rules. If you've seen Swords of Witchery Light, it's that with a little extra thrown in, and much better layout. No shade being thrown for this layout. For the space that we had, It was the perfect layout. But what we're looking to do with the core, what I'm looking to do with the core, is have a mechanic that allows your character to do something that, hey, if I want to swing from that chandelier into the crowd, into those forming orcs, well, what do I got to roll? Well, hopefully we can have a mechanic that the DM can do and resolve that, and you're not just stuck with the DM going, oh, geez, I don't know, roll d20, roll high, I don't know, roll 3d6, roll low. We want to have a mechanic that you can use that will fit the game, whether you're playing sci-fi, whether you're playing fantasy, whether it's Western. It might get tweaked for all those settings, but have a basic mechanic that makes sense. Is that a word I can use here? I mean, it's an RPG. It doesn't have to make sense, but one that people won't go, huh? We want something like that.
Well, let me real quick. I'm going to share a screen here real quick. Basically, ladies and gentlemen, this is our open game license. This is the 1.4. There's a 1.5, has some minor tweaks, but as you can see, it's nothing like WotC has. It's very simple. It's very clean cut. The golden rule here with the Wizard Tower game open licenses is, you know what? By all means, make product, sell it, have fun, enjoy it. We're honored you like the world or our mechanics enough that you want to use it. Just make sure you follow the basic rules, which is this. And I'll put it all in a nutshell. Have a copy of our OGL in the end of your product. And along with that, just in the very beginning on the citations page, just say that this product contains content that's under the Wizard Tower Games OGL 1.5. It's nothing hard. Very, very simple. Yes, you can also send stuff to us. We are publishing now. We've already picked up, along, of course, with Eric and Tom. We've picked up work by Paulie Kidd. We're doing the new Gangbusters. We are doing stuff by Greg Gallrun, who is doing a super cool set of modules that take place deep in some dwarven mines. And we'd love to sit there and help people out. So,
and the beauty of what we're doing with this is that it's really basic D&D. D&D is D&D. It's like Professor Dungeon Master says. It's got armor class, it's got hit points, you got strength, wisdom, intelligence, yada yada yada, and you're going to recognize it. And I was just watching a Professor Dungeon Master video, and he said, I wrote second edition modules. I didn't have any second edition rule books. I just wrote and submitted it, and they never called me on the carpet over it. And I love him for that. I'm like, yeah, it's honestly, because the rule books have the rules, or in this case, rulings. And, so write the stuff, get the stuff written and start kicking it out. It's, this is going to be a very flexible system, and I think you're going to love it.
Yeah, it's 28 pages.
The light rules, yeah.
Yeah, and you know what?
That's very eye-pleasing layout. It's not 28 crammed pages. Remember?
No.
Yeah.
Let me ask a question. It's up to you guys. Crusader Cool wants to know, can we do a quick little flip through?
Sure. If you want to, I don't care.
Okay. In the meanwhile, like Tim Cass said, Tim said what's really cool about the game is that really, if you know nothing about a role-playing game, you could sit down and probably within 5 minutes start playing it and learning it because its system is that quick and easy and simple to learn. But it's got enough back end to it that really can make it interesting and fun. Oh, not that file. Ooh.
Oh,
It's one of the files Tom sent me. Wow.
oh, the ones you hide from the wife.
Tom, smile. You're supposed to be laughing and joking on the show. Man.
Dun, 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 dun.
Everybody we can lighten up and have some fun on the show tonight.
No,
Everybody acts like they've been stalked all day or something.
Not. Come on. Listen, at least as a cop, I had legitimate stalkers. I had a dead rat placed in my car from the locals one time. That
Did you?
personal vehicle, yes.
A dead rat.
Dead rat. It was almost the size of a cat. And then I had a dead cat like the next month. They knew, those of us that were, my unit wasn't well liked by some of the locals. So.
Yeah, you think a dead flipping rat in your car?
Yeah, you know.
All
Listen,
right.
I had a car that was appropriate for the neighborhood. To get in, I had to jiggle the passenger side door enough that I could open it up so I could use the automatic locks to open up the driver's side lock, so I could then go around and open up my door.
Okay.
So,
All right, gentlemen. This is Blades and Arcana Basic. All right. I'm gonna just do a real brief flip through.
you're not gonna be like Watty and like make somebody obscure 75% of the screen.
Copyright.
By the way, anyone who takes screenshots of this owes $14.5 payable to each one of us. No? Okay, never mind. I'm full of shit.
Find me
All
a
right.
beer at the convention.
And there's no AI art in this. It's all human drawn art. Yes, it is. It's all human drawn because I'm a human being. Citations page, player character record sheet, table of contents, dedication, introduction, goes into ability scores, attribute bonuses, levels, starting equipment. And what's unique about this game real quick is there's an equipment list in here, but you can do fast pace by just picking a preloaded pack, which is a really cool idea that Eric had. And I actually stole that, or borrowed it, should I say, for another game I'm doing.
I think we've all been borrowing it from somewhere where we saw something
Yeah.
somewhere. But the reality is, it's in a game this size, you don't want to be doing the Joe the lawyer, half the book is equipment so somebody can go on a spending spree. We'll put that in the core rules.
Yes.
Okay.
We got core classes, which will be expanded greatly in the coming game. Sorcerers, there's spells, monsters. There is like the giant rats. Giant rats are found in dungeons, are about the size of a small dog. You see, Tom, we used it.
That's how I see giant rats.
Yeah. Tom made a good point. We just had you're right. You got to have a visual. NPC listing, there's basic equipment. We have all the tables in the back, rebacked up. The links page, I'm going to say something right now. I showed Eric earlier and Tom, I believe earlier, the new website that we're doing for Wizard Tower Games. That's when the new pages are going to be coming into implementation. For those of you real quick who are interested, there's going to be a page in the Wizard Tower Games website where you go to, and we're going to have free downloads of player character record sheets for this, but also for the Open Worlds role-playing game, that we're going to have player character record sheets that are compatible to 1E and 5E also. So there's going to be free goodies, free maps and all that. Why? Just because, why not? And then there's the Wizard Tower Games OGL and the Wizards of the Coast stripped down OGL. And then coming soon from Wizard Tower Games is the Blade and Sorcery Core RPG, Blades and Sorcery Eternal Light Master Level Expansion, which I think we're going to be putting that now in the Core RPG, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. One-shot adventures. There's going to be Beyond Solstice science fiction game, which I think that's kind of a tentative name.
You're
Tom,
muted.
you're muted.
I don't think we settled on anything yet.
Yeah.
I have a 2-year-old who hasn't gone to sleep yet in the room.
Oh, you're fine. I had 4 daughters, man. I'm used to it. It brings back fond memories.
Yeah.
Not.
She's getting a little fussy. I think it might be time for me to check out and put her to bed.
She's good. She's good.
She's good? All right.
All right. The better
Come on.
It's all over.
intervene.
Come
It was only a matter
on.
of time before she interjected herself in a
5
video.
minutes. I'm good.
You know what? A half a can of open beer, it ain't your fault if they get into it without you knowing it, right?
No, we're not doing that.
It's a joke. Before everybody blows up the comments, Don's trying to be humorous.
I'm
I don't
sorry.
need trouble.
My
Because I'm
son is-
reasonably sure that certain internet troll will call and report me
Oh,
to.
okay. I would like to officially announce that this was not endorsed by Tom. I was being snarky and joking around. Tom did not find it funny. I do not blame Tom. I was a really bad boy for saying it, and Tom is a great stepdad, daddy, uncle, whatever you want to call it. How's that?
Uncle. I am uncle.
Okay.
I am
Just-
uncle.
I'm covering all the bases, man, okay? We got a troll on our hands. Fugly, oh man, an entire supplement book on equipment just for Joe. The Manual of Shoes, Volume 1. Ooh, there's snark happening back and forth all over the place. I like tonight's show. Parasocial Audience says, Hail Lord Xenu. Parasocial, welcome to the show. Holly Mack, awesome. Thyatus, 4 daughters. Yes. See? 4 daughters.
When I married Tammy, I ended up with 4 daughters.
Yeah. Rookie numbers. Oh, how many do you got?
Not me.
No, Thyatus, he said 4 daughters is rookie numbers.
Oh,
My
true.
man, if you got more than 4 daughters, I will shukran. I am
Yeah,
just
But wait a minute. How many bathrooms does he have in his house?
ah.
Oh, okay.
I
Whoa!
remember 5 daughters and 4 sons. Good Lord, my man. Do you need an ice pack? Holy cow.
I didn't know you were Irish.
Oh. Damn. We need a video. We need to get like we got video clips in here. We got to get the video clips. Bad Mike, what's going on with Bad Mike? He's been weirdly quiet suddenly. Scary times. I like that clean layout. Nice work, guys. Thank you very much, Crusader Cool.
I love the artwork, actually.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very well done.
Thank you. Beyond Solstice is a pretty good name. Yeah, it's a pretty cool name. Brandy or whiskey is better than beer. Yes, it is. Diana says 5 daughters, 4 sons. Man,
2 bathrooms. I
And
could
2
buy
bathrooms.
2 bathrooms too little.
and 2 bathrooms.
How many dogs and cats?
Man. And the troll tards are so very literal, especially if it fits their narrative. Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Holly says, my grandfather had 5 girls and only 1 bathroom. That was back in the day, yeah. My grandpa on my mom's side had 4 daughters and 1 son, and they lived in a little 3-bedroom or 3-room house
Right.
back in the day. And I won't even tell you the story when my mom and my aunts got caught cooking a raw chicken underneath the house with an open fire.
Ooh.
My first roommate at college, University of Maine, was the youngest of 15. And
Wow.
so, of course, that elicited comment from people in the dorm. And they were like, what are you, Catholic? You know, they did the whole usual stuff. And he's like, no, my parents are from up in the county where there's nothing but potato fields and bars and churches. And they didn't have a TV.
That's right. Yeah, are you Amish? Foogly, that's hilarious. Thyatus, Irish and Scottish. And then Chubby Funster says Thyatus is starting his own adventuring party. Yeah, exactly. But you know what, Thyatus? You actually got an edge on all of us, and I envy you. You know what you could do? you have your complete Dungeons and Dragons game system all hooked up in your house. And what you do is you take their phones away from them, says you owe me 5 hours of D&D time over the weekend, then you get your phone.
Well.
They'll love D&D by the end of that, trust me. One dog. Thea says, Chubby Funster, funny you mentioned that. I'm playtesting my own game system with them right now. See, that's cool. Your kids are involved with... Eric, you involve your niece, don't you?
Yes.
Yep. Tom, any gamers in the house? Well, I actually never touched this with you. Any other game? We know Tammy is.
Tammy is. I played with my daughters who were in Boston with their mother.
Mm-hmm.
But since the divorce, it's kind of.
Yeah, but your one daughter loves the Aces, or what is it called? The game
Wings of War.
Wings of War.
Glory. They're both good at it. They're both very good at it. The youngest loved flying the Red Baron.
In other words, English translation from Dad. The young ones can kick his ass in the game. He doesn't want to admit it, so he just says they're good at it.
Well, she loved it, but we have a photograph of when her older sister, the one who has some intellectual disabilities, managed to get behind her younger sister and light her up with the machine guns.
Nice.
And we caught the photograph when she was like, "Ha!"
Oh, is that on your Facebook?
Yeah, it was a while ago. Yeah,
They're over like a large table, aren't they?
Yeah, that was at a Hobby Bunker, which at that time was in Malden, Mass. They've moved to another town now. But yeah, it's a great little hobby store. If you're in Massachusetts, you want to look up Hobby Bunker. Little shout out to them. They're a great company.
Oh,
great
boy.
Matt runs it.
Bad Mike says, sorry, guys, I have one more night before my wife gets home from a month-long trip, and I'm frantically cleaning. I don't blame you, my friend. Eric, do we screenshot this to show his wife and everything? We got this all on camera, right? Screenshot, so we can bribe him.
Hey,
Bad Mike, first edition D&D modules. Eric will give my address. I can be quiet. Chubby Funster, don't forget to get rid of all the lotion, Mike. Oh, man, this is getting fucking bad.
That was bad.
I would worry about having the funding, wherever it's called, taken away, but I don't have that on my channel, so it doesn't matter. Let's see here. Whoa, thanks, Chubby. Almost forgot. And then Chubby Funster, I'm always looking out for you, buddy.
I think Chubby Funster is more of a stir the pot kind of guy.
No.
Perhaps.
No, I never got anything out of that from that guy.
Just saying.
So, Eric, Tom, how's your channels going? Anything happening? Eric, Tom, you got any good interviews coming up on your channels at all?
Okay, go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, interview wise, I think we have Rachel Marsh in 2 weeks. That's Steve Marsh's daughter. But next week, I am hoping Dirk Stanley. I'm going to hopefully grab him from Faraway Land. We'll see.
Yep, Faraway Land.
Other than that, we've added Rumble. We've added X to the mix. So most of the live streams, this one, it's really hosted on Don's channel. So Rumble is impossible to set up unless you're on Rumble first.
Yep.
But Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Rumble, YouTube, and X. But this is also on X. I think there's 5 people watching right now on X. So thank you. Listen, how about you catch these live streams? We're happy to have you aboard.
Yeah. Tom?
Well, I've banned the certain internet troll that we all love to hate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, take him on
Yeah,
your channel?
he's been banned from my channel too. Now it's time to just get rid of him.
I just refuse to cover him unless it's a short. I will do a short, or if there's like real news, like Watsy has Mack trucked him as a bug on their windshield.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
But I refuse. He's actually stopped contacting me. So I've been enjoying that. There's no emails. There's no Dean Copperhead.
Well, you know what's going to happen now since you mentioned it.
Yeah, well, I'm just, I mean, he's just a loser, and he's obviously delusional. Where he's like, oh, there's no Lost Adventures. Well, they've already shipped. One's on its way to Alaska to my brother. One's coming here. Eric's got his already.
And again, I love the spiral. Love the spiral.
Photoshopped.
And I'm looking forward to getting my brother's reaction because he's playing D&D with his kids, and
Excellent.
if they're chips off of his block, so I know they're going to be very devious players. So I look forward to getting feedback on how they play in a Tim Cast adventure.
Yep.
Because as young kids, they're very, very devious, and it's his parenting style is he has plastic and foam weapons, replicas of stuff from the Lord of the Rings and Viking looking weapons. And so when they get a little uppity, he's like, "Are you challenging me for leadership of the clan?"
Nice.
And they have battle royales with foam
sweet.
weapons and with Nerf guns in the house, and so they're very, very devious. They take after him, and I really look forward to hearing his feedback on the Tim Cast adventure.
And the funny thing about Tim Cast,
incidentally, thank you for shipping it out because August 4th was Tim's birthday, and so he's getting this just a little bit after his birthday, but it's
and this actually was sent. I didn't send this normal. I sent a priority mail because it's Alaska, and plus, then guaranteed he'll have hit like within 4 or 5 days. If I would have sent it media mail to Alaska, he would have got it sometime in October.
Please, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. And but interesting about Tim Cast. Go ahead.
Well, because you actually, I bought a replica laser pistol off of you, and you shipped it to him in Alaska, and I really appreciated that.
Yeah, no worries, man. Happy to help.
And it wasn't photoshopped.
No, it wasn't. I actually did one for Jim Wampler and gave him his Battlestar Galactica blaster when I just met him down at Tim's house over a barbecue about a week ago, and he posted about that. So, but something Tim Cast mentioned that kind of flows right into what you just said. That's really interesting. And as Tim talked about his adventures and how lethal they are, and they're lethal, like as in his Into the Frozen North is designed for character levels 7 to 9. But he does one thing and he explains. Everything okay, Eric?
Oh, Don, you froze?
No, I'm asking Eric. Everything okay?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I was like, I had a pop up. I was like, oh shit, it's gonna have volume.
Okay. But Tim talked about as bad as his monsters are, there's one thing Tim does with all his monsters, and he's right, is he always has a backdoor caveat, a way to get them. Every one of his monsters has a very manipulable weakness, but you just got to be smart enough to think about it, identify it, figure it out, and use it.
Like the boule.
So, the boule, yeah, the flap, yeah, exactly like the boule. Chubby Funster says, I had an Australian customer order Shadowrun POD via drive-thru. He got it in 3 weeks. I couldn't believe it. A Festivus miracle. Yeah, exactly, because I've shipped to Australia before, and it's like months later.
I've bought eBay product from Australia, and it shows up months later, and I'm like, wait, when did I order this?
Matthew Melman. Don's very good at becoming a marble statue. Are you making fun of my chrome domed? This is smooth, man. My wife likes my chrome dome. That did not come out right, did it?
My wife likes I got to keep my wedding hair, the hair I married her in. And so...
that is not it. That's too long.
The wedding hair? What hair?
Well,
embrace it, Tom.
Not much of it, but yeah.
It's sexy.
Yeah. I got to keep the wife happy.
Sorry, guys. But guys, guess what? It's been 59 minutes and 4 seconds. I have kept to the schedule, and I remembered because I care. So Eric has his
Discord hangout. Basically,
his Discord hangout that he goes and slumbers all in and carouses and.
Listen. If you like these live streams, you can hang out and talk to some people. Who
Yeah.
live streams, and it's
Absolutely.
not recorded. It better not be recorded.
I got a toddler to sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star too.
Oh, we ought to have this one on tape.
Yeah, no.
No. Tammy,
Horrible. It's a
Tammy, just record it and give it to me and I'll take care of the rest.
She's gonna have to record it over the baby monitor.
I am in I will get-
Foogly says, if you shave your head and put the clippings in a baggie, you can keep your hair forever. Aw, that's cute. Bad Mike, Talking Crit Wednesday nights. Absolutely. And then good luck, Tom. And Matt, how you doing, buddy? Made it before you ended. Have to catch up tomorrow. Yeah, a lot of stuff to catch up tomorrow. But everybody, thank you for tuning in, everyone. We appreciate it. But I'm Don.
Tankar.
And I'm Tom.
And this is a vlog of many things. Ladies and gentlemen, you all have a good night. Happy gaming, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Be good, y'all.